Let's do a Riemann sum where we do not have a graph to draw on and look at. So we're going to compute the Riemann sum for the function x squared plus 1 using 3 equal subintervals. So n is 3, and we're on the interval from 1 to 10. We're going to do it left-handed and right-handed and compare those answers. So Riemann sum, first thing I'm thinking about is delta x, b minus a over n. For this one, b is 10, minus a is 1, over n, the number of subintervals is 3. So we're going to have 3 y values to add up to represent our 3 boxes. So 10 minus 1 is 9 over 3. Our width is going to be 3. And we're going to choose left-handed Riemann sum without having a graph. So I'm going to write first my a, my lower endpoint is 1. And I'm going to keep adding my width until I get to my upper endpoint, which is 10. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. And then I know I am good to stop there because I got to my upper endpoint. So we're going to stop at 10 because our interval was 1 to 10, and we've perfectly got from our lower endpoint to our upper endpoint, which should happen as long as you got your width correct. If I didn't perfectly get to 10, if I added 3, my width, and I got to 12 or something, I would know that, hey, if I skip 10 or I'm short of 10, then I did something wrong. So we perfectly got from 1 to 10, and now I get to compute my left Riemann sum, or my L sub 3 would be left Riemann sum with 3 subintervals. My width is 3, and I would choose the correct height. So the height for the box that I would draw between 1 and 4, the left-hand side would be 1. So I'm going to use f of 1 for my first box. I have 3 subintervals, so I should have 3 boxes. My next box will be drawn between 4 and 7. On the left-hand side is 4. And then my last box is between 7 and 10, and that would mean 7 is the left-hand height for that box. The other way of doing it is saying I have 3 subintervals and it's left-handed Riemann sum, so I would start on the left and circle the first 3 numbers. So left, I have 1, 2, 3. Either way, I get 1, 4, and 7 as the x values to plug in and see where their y values are. See how high up we would draw those boxes if we had a picture. So we're plugging into the function to find the y values, see the height of the boxes. So I'm going to do 1 squared plus 1, which is 2, 4 squared plus 1, which is 17, 7 squared plus 1, which is 50. So I have 3 times 69, which is going to give me a left Riemann sum of 207. Now we're going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to do the right Riemann sum. So I'm going to start this the same way I did the left Riemann sum just to show you the full problem again. Any Riemann sum, you're doing b minus a over n. So for this one, you'd have 10 minus 1 over 3 is our n. So we'd still get 9 divided by 3. Our width is going to be the same, and our interval is the same. So we would start on our lowest endpoint, which is 1, and you add your width every time. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Now the only difference is the x values I picked to plug into the function. I want the right-handed ones, so I'm going to choose 3 rightmost values. I could start on the right and circle 3, so 1, 2, 3. There's that one method. Or the other method is going through and thinking about how you have your width, and your first height would be between the box that you draw between 1 and 4, and you'd want to use the height at 4. Next box between 4 and 7, the right-hand height is 7 for that box. And then your third and final box for 3 subintervals is between 7 and 10, and the right-hand height is 10. whichever way makes more sense to you is totally fine with me if you want to use the circling method or the checking off the boxes method. Now I'm going to plug into the original function again. I have my width times my heights to get the area of these boxes, even without a picture to draw. So I'm going to do 4 squared plus 1 is 17, 7 squared plus 1 is 50, and 10 squared plus 1 is 101. So then we're going to add up our heights, and we want to remember to multiply by our width to get that full area of a box. So I have 3 times 168, which means my right-handed Riemann sum is 504. So which one is better between that left and right Riemann sum? I would say the left is probably underestimating and the right is probably overestimating just based on how the answers look, but neither one is better than the other because to be a better answer, you would have to have more subintervals, and they both only have 3, so they're probably not very close. And in the next section, we're going to actually see what the actual area under the curve of x squared plus 1 on the interval from 1 to 10 is. So we'll be able to see what the actual answer is, but the Riemann sum is just estimating it using some